Hi again. Welcome to today's webinar on filtered lists. My name is Ash and I work as a product specialist at Wisenet. I also have Mary and Michelle on the line today just to help me answer your questions and also take care of the chat and the Q&A box. So the session is being recorded and we will make it available in our Learn resources later today as well. Now, before I start the presentation, a quick slide on the Zoom control panel. Please feel free to raise your hand at any point. We don't have a lot of participants today, so we can answer your questions as we go. I will be also doing a live demonstration in Wisenet just to show you how you can use these filtered lists. Use the Q&A box. If you don't have audio or a microphone connected to your computer, feel free to chat to us by clicking on the chat icon. We will have a lot of time after the presentation for questions as well. All right, filtered lists. Now, implementing effective filtering strategies is crucial for any business, to obtain accurate and insightful metrics. Now, in this webinar, we will be exploring the essence of data filtering, its diverse applications, the highlight, the myriad benefits it brings to the table using Wisenet's new feature called filtered lists. Now, this new filtered list is a great addition to Wisenet LRM, and it's likely to be particularly useful for those of you who work with large number of records or who regularly need to filter the data. Now, with the ability to quickly and easily see which filters are applied, save and remove them as needed is sure to save you a lot of time. So the filtered lists allow you to create customized views of your course or learner data generated by applying specific criteria or filters. Now, the purpose of the filtered list is obviously to streamline the access and presentation of information, allowing users like you, such as administrators and teachers, to view relevant data based on your unique requirements. You can save time by quickly finding that information that you need without having to manually run reports. You can analyze learner and enrollment data comprehensively, identifying trends, strengths, as well as areas for improvement. You can ensure that the information you're viewing is relevant and accurate, which obviously reduces the risk for any errors and also provide valuable insights that can help you, create informed strategic decisions related to could be planning, resource allocation, or learner intervention strategies. Now, these lists can also be used for facilitating targeted communication via the bulk email and SMS function. We have updated the courses and units, offers, learners, and sales pages to have the new filters. We've also introduced new pages like the course enrollments to view and filter based on course enrollment values. We will be releasing the unit enrollment page very soon, which will allow you to view and filter based on unit enrollment values like outcome, unit enrollment start and end dates, etc. Now, there are three ways to view the list of records. You have the default list view, expanded list view, and the table view. You can access these by clicking on the little icons that you see at the top of the table. What I'm showing you here is the same layout you'll see on all the search pages throughout the application. You can filter all the fields by the default logic that has the contains, does not contain, has no value, or has value. But the date fields, however, have the relative and the absolute filters. With the absolute date filters, you can specify a definitive calendar date. And with the relative filter, you can specify a date by defining the number of a given date unit. For example, the date filter called enrollment end date less than 1 week will show you the records with end date, all the records with end dates less than a week. You also have the option to save your filters on all these pages. This can be very useful if you're regularly using this data to send any communication, monitor progress, or even bulk update. Now, before I take you into Wisenet LRM to show you the filtered list, just wanted to share some best practices for creating and managing these filtered lists. Now, it's very important for you to clearly define the purpose of the filtered list and the specific criteria you need to filter by, such as could be course code, offer, enrollment dates, or any of these fields. Include only the necessary data fields in your filtered list to avoid clutter, as well as, the loading time, because you don't want to just filter by a big range, which will slow down the filtering process. Focus on the information that is directly related to your objectives. Give your saved filters clear and descriptive names that indicate the purpose or the criteria they're filtered by. This makes it easier for you to obviously identify and select the appropriate list as required when you go back to these pages. As well as periodically review and update your filtered list to ensure they remain accurate and relevant, because your learner data or even your offer data may change over time. So it's important to refresh your saved list accordingly. Now, before you finalize a filtered list, test the filters to ensure they're correctly capturing the desired data before you save them. Make adjustments as needed to refine the criteria and improve accuracy. Now, if you're working in a team, document the criteria and the parameters used for each filtered list for reference and transparency. This helps other users understand the rationale behind the filters that you've said, like, ensures consistency in your own data management practices. And if your staff don't know how to use these things, please train them on how to create and utilize these filtered lists effectively. What we have also done is created new articles in Learn around the new search functionalities and how to use these filtered lists. So if you go into our Learn resources, type in a keyword called search and enter, it'll bring you all the articles that are related to the filtered list. Now let's go into LRM. Just pausing here for a minute just to check if everybody can view my screen. If you have any issues, raise your hand, put it into the chat so I can help you. All right, so you all know the portal page. So when you click on LRM, that's what takes you into the application itself. So as I was talking about before, it's mainly the learners, offers, courses and units, and the sales pages that have the new filtered list. So if you click into the page, once you load this page, if you don't have a filter, it's obviously going to show all the learners here. Now, to filter, you just quickly go add filter and search by the field that you're looking for. So for example, if you're looking for anybody with the last name of Smith, you would go contains Smith, or if you're looking for somebody without the last name of Smith, you can go does not contain, and you go done. So it'll pick up anybody with that last name. You can add additional filters. When you are ready, when you have checked this data and you know this is what you want to work with, you can click on this icon on the left, which will let you give it a name and save. All right. Now, going back a step, I'm going to reset my filters. If you've come onto this page, when you click on that list quickly, if you want to just go to one of your saved lists. So I created one before for my SMS list for anybody with an email address that ends with wisenet.co, for example. So if you're dealing with a lot of people, or learners from a particular branch, or if you have internal employees enrolled into courses, you can quickly pick up this data. So here I've used, anybody with email containing wisenet.co, they're active and have a mobile number. So once I have the list, I can quickly go select all on the page if I have to work just page by page, or I can go all records, which will select all the 178 items here. And I can go into action to bulk send an email or send an SMS. With the email functionality, it is great because you can still use those email templates. You can personalize those emails that you're sending out, as well as edit any learner information, especially if you want to go and sync to 0 or something like that, you can edit the learner information in bulk. Same goes to the course enrollments page. So this is where you will see the unit enrollment tab as well very soon. It's something that we are working on. So this is very useful for monitoring, let's say, course progress, or if you want to bulk send an email to say, you've extended it out, or you've changed a trainer, you've changed a venue, the location of that particular course, so you can quickly go filter and choose your learners. Again, I've created like a quick saved list here just for the demo purposes today. So what I've done here is created a saved view for my course progress. I go apply, it'll automatically apply those filters for me. So I've picked up anybody in the last quarter who hasn't completed any units at all. So the unit enrollment completion is 0, and the enrollment start dates is between October and December. So it automatically picks up the list, so I can, quickly select all records, send an email to say, hey, do you need further help? You're not progressing very well in the course, etc. And with the same list, you can also extend out end dates, So let's say they've all completed on a particular time period, but they've not, finished their workplace component. So you can extend out their end dates if required. So that's another thing you could do. You can also have filters. I haven't put a filter by current, but if you have students who are withdrawn or like cancelled within that time period, you could even add an additional filter to say pick up only learners with a status is current, so it only picks up learners that are current for you. So you can keep adding on to these filters. All right, now you may not be using the offers or the courses and units page as much as you use the learners, but it's a nice way to go and check how many course offers you have active, or if there are course offers that have been created for future dates. So you can still use, filters that are available on these offer pages for these reasons. You can also check if they've been linked to the right course code, So if you go pick up course code BSB, and if you can't find that course offer, so you can go back and check if they've been linked to the right qualification and things like that. You can, again, check by course code if you have put in a course code against these offers or not. So you can say, pick up anything where course code has no value. So it just picks up these course offers that doesn't have a course code in it. So you can go and quickly edit those offers. Same with the unit offers. You can go and, bulk check if you've created those unit offers for future courses. The courses and units are very useful as well for you to quickly see how many are full-time, part-time, or, for vet or higher ed. So if you do need to go and filter, you can. So all of these pages have been updated. Now, the other thing that could be useful, especially if you're using Sales Plus, is your application pages. So the applications is available under the Sales tab as well as the Learners tab. So you can either use it from here or there. The reason it's available in both these sections is you could have certain users that have only the sales access, like your sales user and the sales admin. They wouldn't have access to other tabs. They only have access to the sales section. Hence, you see this available in both the tabs. Now, again, with these applications or opportunities, you can go and add the appropriate filters as required. Application expiry date. That's an example. That's a good example even for your course enrollment. So if you have first aid or white card courses, you could say pick up any learners with an expiry date in the last month. So you could just send out a bulk email for refresher courses, The same can be applied for applications. So you go back and follow up anybody with expired applications. Opportunities is a good way for you to, again, go and pick up, anybody with close dates in the past who are still sitting as new opportunities. And you can quickly, pick all of them in the list view and send an email to say, hey, are you still interested in the course? Just contact us, for example. So these are some of the ways that I wanted to share with you today. So these are the filtered lists. Give it a go. As I said, have a look at our resources that we have created. Create those saved lists so you can use them accordingly. And yeah, let us know any feedback, or if you have any questions, I'm here to help you as well. So let me know. I'm here for another 10 minutes if you have any questions. I'm happy to help with any scenarios that you can think of where we can assist you online today. Hi, Jeff. Let me see if I can unmute you here. Jeff, if you have a microphone, you should be able to talk to us.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Hi, how are you?
Hi. All right, thanks. I'm just wondering, having this is a very powerful and useful feature, thanks. I'm just wondering, having filtered data, is there any way of then exporting that filtered list
Mm.
or that filtered data directly, or are we back into the whole reports
Yeah.
For the moment, we
situation?
are. We don't have the export function. It's something that we have
Yeah.
been thinking. So I'll let Mary talk to it. Mary, did you?
Yeah, so thanks for that question. It is a good one. We are considering the exports, but the idea of the filtered list is to be working with a group of learners for a particular scenario. You will have to go back to the reports, unfortunately, at this point in time. But interesting to know from you, and we don't have to do this now, we can do this offline, as to why you would want to take out certain levels of information. What do you do with it? That's what we're interested to hear.
Yeah, no.
Is it for someone else to view? Is it for you to go and action? Yeah, we're just trying to think of scenarios of where customers would export that data and why.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's just that this is a much just at first instance, and I'm fairly new to Wisenet, but at first look,
Yes.
um, this is a much simpler process of narrowing
Yes.
your data range down than the report filtering functions. So this
Yes.
is a much easier, much more user-friendly, much more
Yep.
intuitive. You're actually seeing the results on your screen, so you can tell, yes, this is actually what I want. Whereas my experience with the reports to date has been very much a hit and miss.
Yep.
Think that you've got it right, download it, look at it, realise it's not exactly what you want, or it's got much more than you
Yep.
want, etc., etc.
Yep.
And so, for me, as a more intuitive user, I would say, well, that'd be great if I could say, yeah, that's exactly the data set I want. Now, can I just actually export it?
Yeah. So yes, it's an option that's being considered. 100%. Thank you for the feedback. But please also, we understand that the report part of Wisenet is not an easy feature to use, but always, Jeff, put up a support ticket. Tell us what you're looking for, what type of report, and we can certainly search it for you. There's thousands of reports, and we understand it can take you time. But yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you. I just want to mention something that is up and coming also. We are building a new finance feature within Wisenet. You may have seen already that there's this finance tab with not a lot behind it, but we will be able to talk further on that in the next few weeks, months up and coming, on how this will work. We won't talk to you about it a lot today, but I just wanted to let you know that's the next major feature that will be coming out from Wisenet, and happy to answer any questions once that's out for all customers. We'll have that feature and able to use. So you'll be able to take payments and also create invoices eventually out of Wisenet. So it's an all-in-one.
Thank you, Mary. Any other questions?
Can I just ask, has anyone started to use the filtered lists, or have you all been scared just out of interest? Can you raise your hand, please, if you have used it?
Oh, there we go. Good to know.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Don't be scared. You can't break anything. It's not going to disappear on you. Good to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thanks, Amanda. Thanks for the feedback. Liana, did you want to talk? Was it like a question that you had? I'm just, happy for you to unmute and talk to us if you had a question. Or was it just the thumbs up towards like, using the filter? No? Good? Okay. Anybody else?
Mark's got it. Oh,
Mark. Hi, Mark.
Mhm.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Katie in this time.
Yes, hello.
Hi,
Oh
how
my-
are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we have a very similar impression as Jeff that this is really wonderful, powerful new filtering system. But we'd just basically like to jump on the back of Jeff's comment and say, if it was possible to export those results in the same way that like reports get exported, it would be fantastic. And you were talking about use cases, like you're interested to know how we might use this information.
Yes.
We were
Yes,
sitting
please.
here and I was thinking our biggest use would be for generating class lists, which because
Timetable. Okay.
yeah, exactly, because we want to be able to give lists to staff or even staff like lecturers to generate class lists themselves, particularly in those early days or weeks at the start of term when the lists are constantly fluctuating because you've got last minute enrollments, you've got students dropping out. So Wisenet is like the source of truth as to who is enrolled on any given day. And we often have
Mhm.
queries from the lecturers then saying, oh, we'd love to know who's actually enrolled today. Because that information, they often search for it in Canvas, but it can be delayed in Canvas due to issues going wrong or syncing or whatever. So
Yep.
we were able to create these filters and then capture that in like a document form that we can give to them or they can generate for themselves. It would be really useful.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've made it a lot. I know you guys use a lot of, things around the unit environments, not necessarily the timetable. So I'm sure the new, filtering thing that we're going to introduce with the unit environments, that'll definitely help you with that, because similar to the course environments, you can then go, add a filter to say, pick up anybody with, unit code, this one between start dates, so your term dates. If you put in the term dates and you can say anybody with outcome equals 0 or 1, that can give you the list. And for now, it's just on the screen, but noted that, you'll be interested in the export as well.
Yeah, just so we can share that with the lecturing staff, because Irina, for example, or us can look and find that information, but we need to be able to share that with the teachers in the classroom in an easy way. Yeah.
Got it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Is that just on that note? Is there anything related feature in the staff tab that staff has access to Wisenet and have a list of filtered views based on their login? Is that part of filtered views?
We don't have it at the moment. At the moment, it's just all
No.
based on the access role. So if they have access to those tabs in Wisenet, then they will be able to use these filtered lists. So it just depends on what level of access they have and if they have the access to view these pages. And if they do, they can use the filtered lists.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Can I just ask a further question? I've just got one of my product team asking me to ask this question specifically on the back of what you've just asked about the files and the exports. Basically, is it better to give you a shareable link rather than an export or a CSV file in that type of scenario for your trainers? So it gets linked out and then they Yeah. We can take that offline, but just have a think about that. That's no problem.
Yeah, my gut is that would be better than nothing, but probably
Yep. Okay.
a document file might
Yep.
be best.
Yep.
But we understand like something like a shareable link might be quite a fast thing for you to
Yes.
implement,
Yes.
and that would still
Yep.
be better than nothing and would be really helpful. Thanks.
Yeah, the
Okay.
shareable link still requires access for the person who receives the link. So
That's correct.
you've got an access, requirement for that. So yeah, based on the decision, you have to make a choice for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thanks.
But it's not timetables that we're looking
Con, can you increase the options on individual lists by adding and what is? Do you mean like, if you can add to the filters, Con? Sorry. If you have a microphone, we can just chat. Or if you're asking if you can increase the number of fields that you see on that page. Give me one sec. Yeah, you should be able to talk now to us, Con.
Yeah, just asking if, hi, Ash, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, asking the process of actually adding more fields in any drop-down box. It seems to be a list of fields already there, but in any particular category, whether it's learners, courses, offers, or whatever, can you add more filter options?
Can you give us an example there, Con, of what you're sort of saying? Because there's quite a few here.
Yeah, so if we go to the learners,
Yep.
and then adding filters, if you pick from the drop-down box, there's already a list of what you can do with it.
Yep.
But what about adding, for instance, those learners who are about to expire in the next 30 days? So course enrollment for those learners that you might select from the boxes.
Correct.
That's at the course enrollment, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so it depends on what you're trying to filter there, Con. So when you say expiry date, that's against the course enrollment because it depends on the course that they've completed with you. So you just have to go into the course enrollment section to pick up that filter and say, I'm just going to close these tabs in front of me. All right, course enrollment expiry date. And because it's a date filter, you can say, all right, where the expiry date is, more than 5 days from today or 7 days, or 7 days ago. Or you can say like, is between this date to this date, or on a particular date, if you're looking for only learners with an expiry date, let's say yesterday. So if you're doing this weekly or daily thing, so depending on how you want to communicate, you would just, build the filters. And once you have added the filter, it'll pick up the list of learners and you choose all, and you could email or SMS or.
I get it. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, cool. No worries. Cool.
Con, happy to do a half hour with you and Georgina at any time.
Okay, thanks, Mary.
Thank you,
No
Matt.
worries.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Good.
Yeah, we'll do that then. We'll let you know.
Thank you. Yep,
Thank you.
please get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to talk about any scenarios that you can think of in your business that we can help with?
And just a further question, a further statement from myself. Once you start to use it and, you can think of scenarios or things that we may not have thought of, please put up a support ticket and let us know, because this is the way we want it to continue. So it's a lot more user-friendly and more knowledge is best for you because data is, is the power. So please, anything that you can think of that we may not have, please let us know via support.
All right, if there are no further questions, we might just log out, leave it here. Yeah, feel free to log a ticket if you have further questions. Any final? No, all good. Thank you. Thanks all for your feedback.
Thanks, Ash.
Thank you. Thanks, Mary. Thanks for helping out. Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Thank you all.
Bye, all. Have a nice day.